What do you think of liberals who use instances such as this to demonstrate why leftists should have voted for Kamala Harris? I have no respect for them because in this moment, if they are not out in the streets protesting against the Trump administration and using this as an instance to left bash when the left was objectively correct, when their criticisms were on Kamala Harris dropping the ball because they knew that this would happen, or at least in my circumstance, this is exactly what I said was going to happen. I'm saying it, dude. I think Democrats don't hate Republicans as much as I do. Okay? They love saying, oh, I guess you want to vote for Trump then. But like, dude, you don't hate Republicans. You want them in your party. You desperately advocate for them to come to your party. You literally have them at your convention. You have them at your convention. You have them come and speak at your convention. You literally have their loyal soldiers come speak at your convention. The border guards, the cops. Like, you love them. You want to the Republicans. You want to hug the Republicans. You want to kiss the Republicans. You want to be Republican. You want to be Republican. You're just a fucking Republican. I hate Republicans. You don't. You want to and you want to suck them. Okay? So stop with this bullshit. Which is why I said Kamala Harris needed to be better at actually advocating for how this was going to happen, and she never did. Instead, she took a pro-border control stance, a pro-lethal military stance for some reason, and ended up losing because she was dancing around with Cheney and Dick Cheney. This was my point. And liberals who just did not recognize this reality for some weird reason are now, instead of having a moment of self-reflection, having a moment of honesty and realizing that the far graver threat is the fascism that is coming down right now, that is happening right now, are still trying to left bash for some reason. They're trying to yell at the people that are getting arrested. Your ego doesn't matter. Stop trying to protect your goddamn ego. Lock in. This is the exact same reason why the left was also correct when we criticized a bunch of Democrats, 75 of them, I believe, that voted for the Laken Riley Act in the Congress, in both the Senate and the House of Representatives, or even a larger number, I believe. This is it. Democrats actually are basically funding the bullets that are being used on people like Renee Good when they don't stand in opposition to this. It's ridiculous. Yeah, and the 70 odd Democrats who went on the record to thank ICE for their service, like, what are we doing?
Fucking Nazi. So are you. You're a fucking Nazi. All of you are fucking Nazis. How the fuck do you think that happened? You're all fucking Nazis. You're a fucking Nazi. You don't care? You're a fucking Nazi. Pussy. Pussy. Yeah, pussy.
Don't want to stand alongside leftists to protest, but also don't organize their own protests because they don't ever do shit. Exactly. But that's not true, though, because the liberal chirpers online that are trying to preserve their egos are out of touch little shitheads. But there are plenty of people who voted blue no matter who that are on the streets. As a matter of fact, I go so far as to say there are more people on the streets that are of that variety, just like regular old libs who recognize right from wrong, who are actually taking it to the streets, older in general, and even wealthier on average. That's what I see when I see these videos. I mean, there's HasanAbi heads here and there, but let's be real. There are a ton of older liberals out there who are very frustrated. More so than the youth. Let's be real. The youth are super checked out.
Pussy! Pussy, I'm talking to you, bitch! You're a fucking Nazi! You're a fucking Nazi! Pussy!
Another thing that's like totally up here is that the Democrats are not even capitalizing on this to win easy political points. Like, look at this. During the moment of silence, the Minnesota Timberwolves held before their game with the Cavs tonight. A fan yelled, "Go home ice," and everyone else started cheering. Understand something. This happened the night that Renee Good was shot and killed, right? By an ICE agent. If you want to understand how little the average person or even corporations give a shit about the administration's messaging on this, think about that. Okay. Oh, sorry. This is the day after. Think about that. The administration at this point have spent 24 hours calling Renee Good a domestic terrorist. So technically, if anybody actually took what the administration is saying seriously, what is going on here is doing a moment of silence for basically like ISIS, right? Like, we're talking about doing a moment of silence for a domestic terrorist. You realize that, right? Like, you understand that no one is actually taking what this administration is saying seriously. And this is yet a another indication of that, because clearly they tried to go along with this, like, this person is domestic terrorist narrative, and no one gave a shit. Even corporations don't give a shit. The people clearly don't give a shit. Like, this is like doing a moment of silence for Hamas.
Please join us in our moment of silence.
Democrats love ICE, bro. They literally agree with what they're doing. That is the only conclusion. No, this is not Democrats. You're talking about Democratic Party politicians, okay? Until they show us that they're with it, until they show us that they're willing to go out and take it to the streets, until they show us with their actual legislative line items that they're against ICE, that they want to take away ICE's funding, that they want to stop ICE, that they plan to punish ICE agents and this administration for doing all of this like unlawful fascist nonsense, they are complicit in this. But the Democratic voters themselves are not on board, okay? Please make no mistake. There are a lot of people out there who are lifelong blue down the line voters, blue no matter who voters, who are very frustrated with this. And not only are they very frustrated with this, but they're also waking up to the reality that the Democratic Party's representatives are not even representing their anger and frustration. That's precisely the reason why there is an unprecedented level of unpopularity for the opposition party at a time when there's an even higher level of unpopularity for the administration. That's the big difference. Dems right now are not even doing 2016 style resistance liberalism. I do not know where they go from here, but it's crazy to me that they're not even trying to get ahead of the momentum that is building. I said this earlier. Look, I said, I'm going to say it one more time. The liberals are waking up while the Dems are being weirdly timid here. No organizing, no party funds. It's the midterms too. I know I shit on the Dems a lot, but this is a totally new level of incompetence. Not even 2016 resistance liberalism. It's crazy. And I low key, I think AOC is also not doing enough. And the only people that are aesthetically doing things is like Gavin Newsom, for example. Gavin Newsom knows what time it is. He obviously is not going to be the change, right? He is going to be just as ridiculous, just as ineffective as, like, you know, a Kamala Harris presidency would. He's basically just going to be the guy who siphons all of those voters who want some sort of change, right? He's going to siphon all of that angst and animosity that people feel towards the current administration. And his job is to just like mog people, right? That's basically all he's doing. He is not going to represent a serious change. He is not on board with any sort of significant change. He's not showing us that he's on board with any significant change. He's just simply doing like posts on Twitter. And what's really frustrating about this is that you either are going to get people who funnel into Gavin Newsom because at least he's the only one that's like, you know, seemingly fighting back through posts, or they're just not going to have anything at all. Like, that's the two options that we have in the Dem leadership and the future of the party right now, is the Bernie-crats not actually really stressing the importance of the moment, not actually coming out and swinging and saying like, hey, this is illegal. We will punish these people. You need to remember that you are not going to be in power forever. And when you are out of power, we will arrest you. We will prosecute you. That's what AOC should be saying right now. If she wants to be the new leader of the party, she should be out there organizing. She should be out there going to Minneapolis. There should be demonstrations. There should be protests. And yes, once again, don't let liberals try to do revisionism on Kamala Harris and the Democrat Party. This is how they campaigned against Donald Trump.
Kamala Harris has spent decades fighting violent crime. As a border state prosecutor, she took on drug cartels and jailed gang members for smuggling weapons and drugs across the border. As vice president, she backed the toughest border control bill in decades. And as president, she will hire thousands more border agents and crack down on fentanyl and human trafficking. Fixing the border is tough. So is Kamala Harris.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Here's the thing, like, we need a Jean-Luc Mélenchon. That's it. We need a Mélenchon. If there was a Mélenchon-style Democrat right now, they would be cleaning the goddamn table. If there was a fighter who wasn't just like doing posts, okay, who wasn't just like aesthetically posturing against the administration like Gavin Newsom, but actually putting their body on the line. And the closest we have to that, unfortunately, to admit here is Ro Khanna, literally. Like the closest we have to that is Ro Khanna right now, which is crazy to say. You know, I've had plenty of criticisms for the guy, but he is doing something. We have Ro Khanna, we have Van Hollen, but as far as like ambitions for higher office, someone who has the capacity to do so, AOC would be that person. AOC could be that person, and she's not being that person right now. Like, you will bring up people like, you know, Dr. Abdul El Sayed or Kat Abu Ghazaleh, flag. Like, yes, Summer Lee, but these are not people that have ambitions for higher office or the capacity to potentially win higher office right now, right? Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, they're doing their best in the positions that they're in. AOC, on the other hand, has like national prominence. That's why I keep stressing that. We're talking about someone with a national platform. Biden and Obama increased ICE funding, and Kamala Harris ran on being tougher on the border than Trump. If we are going to get change, we can't lie about the Democratic Party's complicity. It's true. Lol, you dickbags weren't even concerned about ICE under Biden. You R-worded is so funny to say to fucking Mike from PA. Abel the Jamaican says, I like you, Hassan, but not gonna lie, cringe every time you think the Dems are gonna do something or even care about Americans. It's genuinely so cringe. You're a lib. Brother, we have no other options right now. You understand that, right? I'm trying to do anything I can for self-preservation, you know? Okay? There's a goddamn hemorrhaging wound here, and I'm trying to apply medical gauze, and you're like, why are you doing it, dude? Just bleed out and die. You know that, right? You understand that. Like, I'm not saying the Democratic Party is going to be our savior or anything. Make no mistake. But what options do we have? We have no options. There's nothing else. Well, I'm trying to work with the things that we have at our disposal, or what we're supposed to.